Okay, well, um, guys, my session tonight, it's instead of a demo, it's a quick 11 slide presentation about ideas for high quality content creation. Last session, I spoke about keyword selection. So before we start a project, a website, it's important to identify keywords that have a decent amount of volume and traffic in Google, especially if our client relies or has some sort of expectations to be on the search engine result pages for Google. So once we identify those keywords and we align those keywords with uh, different and specific pages inside of the website that we're going to create, and the idea of doing this is to make sure that we focus all of our efforts on those pages that we are going to optimize for SEO. Well, then comes this session, the second critical step, how to create not only content, but how to increase the possibilities to create high quality content. Investing time and effort on this part of the process, it gave us a lot of advantages in the future, especially for advertisement campaigns and for SEO efforts. So before I share what my ideas or the way we work in the agency to do SEO and create high quality content, I'm sharing with you guys a couple of scenarios that we faced regarding high quality content creation. So at the end of the day, the client is the one who needs the website and it's the one who owns and has the content that they are going to publish or they would like to have published in their website. But not all the content they have, it's something that we want to publish so people can actually go through it. We have to decide which content that's going to be. And usually these are the scenarios that we get from not a lot of the clients, but most of the clients. The client is too busy in the daily business routines to focus on create high quality content. Then we have the opposite of that. You know, we have the client who takes too much time analyzing the content that is creating and just waiting for the perfect content to arrive. Then we have the text that doesn't have any sort of a structure, and this is important, especially in the new AI era. We need to have always some sort of a structure in the content, at least. And the minimum structure is going to be titles and subtitles, but it's often that we get content from clients that they want to publish that in the website that doesn't have any sort of structure. Then we have the famous generic content, you know, that feeling that you have four paragraph from your client and you read those paragraph and when you finish, you feel like you didn't read anything, right? So that's generic content. So that's something that we also get from clients. Now, nowadays, we have another scenario, and it's when the clients have used the usage of AI tools to create content. And it's important if you identify this scenario to let your client know that since last March 2025, Google is capable of identifying if a website is abusing the AI content creation in publishing this content into the website. And if that happened and your website goes into that bucket, well, you're probably going to get banned from SERPs forever. So it's important to warn the client that you can use AI tools, Gemini, ChatGPT, Perplexity, to create content or create reference to for you then to optimize that content, but you cannot just copy and paste, right? And the last one, and it's a common one, once you finally launch the website, then you have the current content becomes a zombie because years go by, years start adding up into that website, and you realize then all those critical pages that the client wanted to like actually be on the first pages of Google, well, it has content from 7, 8 years that no one has ever updated. So that's a scenario that we also see very often. So at the end of the day, guys, all of these scenarios, it's a problem that is coming from the other side of the river, which is usually the client. So, uh, giving you this context, the next question is, how can we fix this? From our perspective, from my agency and how we try to resolve these scenarios, it's educate the client, educate the client, educate the client. Now, how can we approach this idea? Well, we do it in two different ways, and we mix that. The first one is that we try to explain the client about the customer journey. So it's important for the client to understand that every person, sorry, who visits a website, it's in a different journey. And we need to have content for each of those journeys. Now, if we go to Google and search for the customer journey, you're going to find different perspectives from our experience. And to make the life of our clients easier, we always try to explain them that we identified three customer journey phases. We have research, consideration, and decision making. Research now it's taking over AI, right? So a lot of zero clicks visits. Let's say people don't go to the websites; they use AI search engines to get the information they need. Consideration, it's when people are thinking you or your business as a possibility to become the provider of the product or service they're looking for. And there usually some sort of interaction there on the website. And then we have the decision making. It's when the client already decide who is going to help them out with whatever product or service they need, and they're going to try to contact you. Once we get the client to understand that each person that visits the website, it's on a different phase of this journey. Well, when we create content or when we are going to try to create content and we take this into consideration, it's important to remember that we need to have content for each of these phases on the website. So the person who is on each of those phases can feel some sort of or some way identify and connect with the content that you have on the website so people can actually stay and consume more of that content. Now, the second way that we help our clients to educate about how important it is to create a high quality content for their website, it's using AI. Now we use AI to easily create persona profiles potential clients where the client can actually analyze the data that we're going to share and about these profiles, and they can think about the customer journey and also think about this person that we're going to talk to. And once we mix those two things, our clients are gonna have a more easy way to get to that evergreen content that is gonna be high quality for the website. So this is an example of the prompt that we use. I need to user persona for a company that offers high pressure medication in California. Each persona must include age, occupation, income, expertise, goals, pain points regarding the purchase, and five frequently asked questions. And after we put that on Gemini, which is the one that we use, we get this example. So these are two examples for that scenario. We handle this over to the client. So when the client is going to create content, we are, or the client is able to take into consideration this information because he knows that he wants to talk to somebody and specifically, and also the customer journey in order for them to be able to create content or high quality content. Now, to finish, I have three sectors or markets that I want to share with you guys some sort of ideas from projects that we've been or that we have worked in the past. And based on each idea, I will give you which customer journey phase belongs to. So the first one is healthcare and wellness sector. So the first idea is post-operation recovery roadmaps. So that's going to be a research type of content. Then we have myths versus facts, evidence-based articles debunking home remedies. That's also from research phase. Then we have some sort of interaction, self-assessment screening tools. That's consideration. And then we have the self-appointment schedule tool. That's decision making. And always include testimonial and reviews. That's part of consideration, and it's important to share what people that already bought your product or service think about it. Then we have the other example, tourism and travel sector companies, city pass versus individual ticket comparison. That's research, hidden gems directory with custom maps. That's also research. Real field weather reports by month and location. That's research, and that works a lot for people on the tropical side of the world when they go to the other part of the world. Then we have dynamic budget calculator. That's some sort of interaction, so that's consideration. Testimonial and reviews, again, consideration. And and this is the last one, content ideas for construction and real estate sector, home maintenance manual, that's research, before and after transformation gallery, the research as well, legal and bureaucracy roadmap, research, mortgage payment simulator, consideration, and testimonials and reviews, also consideration. And just to finish, I include testimonials and reviews in all three scenarios because it's right now with the AI era and people going to AI search to do their queries, it's important to focus on the experience part of the content, which is something that AI cannot easily replace. If you go and visit a restaurant and you have a nice experience and you put a review on that establishment in Google Maps, for example, that is something that AI can never replace. So if we focus or have some sort of a strategy to push happy clients to make reviews on our profiles for, Google Maps, Yelp, TripAdvisor, whatever, Trustpilot, it's a good strategy to become more relevant in AI and also in Google search. So that's a wrap for me, guys. Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I do, Marco. I'm just curious about a word you used. You talked about abusive AI tools, and I'm just curious what that refers to. In terms of
Abusive?
yeah,
Well,
you said that you get into trouble if those are being used.
well, if you abuse of that usage of the tools and you just copy and paste the content that you generate from those tools, that's abusive usage. Let's put it that way. So, for example, I have one client like 3 months ago. Like they wanted to create a section in the website for sectors. So they want to create a page for medical sector, another one for financial. And on each of those pages, they wanted to explain in detail all the things that they can do for those type of companies, right? So he tells me the idea today. And then today it's Tuesday. On Thursday, he sends me a 30-page document with 10 sectors, right? So that's obviously abusive usage of AI tools. So you have to, you can use them to create, but you always need to review, check facts, because that's something that is still happening a lot. A lot of information that comes is not accurate. For example, image related. Today, actually, I have an experience with a client that we were running an interaction campaigns focus on messages on Facebook, and we use the AI tool to make modifications of the image the client was trying to publish. And when we checked those images generated by AI, all the content, the text in the image was just misreading. I mean, you cannot understand the text on the AI image that the AI tool generated for us. So you always have to double check and make sure that everything is correct. And just to finish that question up, Steve, Google did an update on the algorithm back in March 2025 because before that, and it was March 2025, and ChatGPT was announced on November the 30th, I think was 2022. So we're talking about 3 years lab. A lot of people create websites where they start in copy and paste content for AI, and there was no way for Google to identify those pages. So once you get a lot of traffic on those websites, you go into Google AdSense, you register your website, and Google plays ads, image ads on those websites. So those people who had those websites start making money for almost 3 years and a half until Google identified that kind of behavior, created that update in the algorithm, and then start banning all those websites. Mark. You raise your hand. Go ahead, man.
Hey Marco, could you comment on the change in strategy now that a lot of people are getting their answers from AI or AI search results summaries instead of actually going to any web page?
Yeah, great question. Well, right now, from the information that it's been displayed on studies and analysis, market analysis people are doing, um, it's the fact to focus on technical SEO right now. Because from the studies that I've been seeing recently, um, AI overviews, which is the feature that you get on search engine result pages from Google, 80%, almost 90% of the information that you see on those results, it's coming from the top 10 blue links on organic results. So you're not getting traffic, or you're getting less traffic than before, but you're getting less traffic from people who were just on the research customer journey phase. And those questions and those answers are getting, people are getting that information from the AI search results, right? So in order to be relevant, in my case, what I recommend it's focus on technical SEO because it's still relevant. And it's important for you to be on the first page of Google because that way you're gonna get automatically citations and mentions on the AI search results, right? And the last thing I mentioned before I finish the presentation is the experience part. That is something that AI cannot replace. So if you focus on the experience part, the before and after, the videos of customers saying what they think about your business and what you have done for them, all that content is something that AI cannot simply replace. So if you focus on that part, eventually you have more chances to be displayed on the SERPs for Google and also for the AI search engines.
So you're saying I should not ask the AI to generate 10 fake reviews for my towing business.
Yeah. Well, you
Yeah.
know what? I have a client, and this is my last example from my own experience. We try to help a business to make them more viewable and have more organic traffic into their website. And we were having a really hard time. We optimized the website, we optimized the content, we start looking for bit for links, we start updating the disavow link list from Google Search Console to let Google know these links are toxic, don't listen to them. But then 6 months later, we found out the client purchased links before we got into the equation. So the
Ooh.
problem with buying links is that they offer you 1,000 links, and most of them are toxic. So what you are doing is you're just dragging your website down to the ground because those toxic links are not letting the good content get in Google because Google identifies a bunch of links all of a sudden, pointing at your website from toxic links. So don't ever buy links because if you
Yeah.
do, you might never get your website recover from that at all. You might never be able to be on the first page if you ever do that.